We haven't done a haul in a really long time. Today we're going to do a haul. Hey, it's Care. Welcome to my take at the lake. I've gotten quite a few new subscribers recently. Welcome. Always good to have you. Welcome. You've been here a while. That's so cool. I used to go to St. Vinny's all the time, but my small studio is at capacity, so I quit going. With this beautiful idea in my head of stopping all incoming stuff except for glue and adhesives and, staple items like that, and using up every single scrap in this room, making stuff. I just think that would be really cool. It seems like a pipe dream, but you gotta dream big. My aunt called the other day and caught me in a weak moment and said, hey, I want to go thrift shopping and I want you to go with me, okay? And I said, okay, when? We went. And we happened to catch a sale at St. Vinny's. That day was all clothing, 50% off. Woohoo. I never buy clothes there unless it's to tear up. But usually I don't get that far to look. I don't look at the clothes. I look at the magazines, the office supplies, the craft supplies, and of course the books. And the vintage books. So that's what I got. And I'm here to show you my haul. We'll start on top. The Saturday Evening Post. I had no idea that they still make that. January, February 2023. I had no idea. Look at that. Nice vintage winter scene. And when I flipped through, lots of vintage pictures did I see. Rockwell. I love Rockwell's work. So having some fun pieces and some classic dog humor. If I may, turn the page. Must not ever disturb the puppers. Or the cats. Because it's just not right. Anyway, the vault. Some old articles, but then the rest of it is all modern day. Oh, there, the man himself. That's pretty cool. Some beautiful photos. I haven't really flipped through. I was just so surprised that they still made this magazine. I thought it'd be fun to flip through and harvest eventually, and I really like the few vintage things that are in it. Magazines they're 59 cents. But 25% off, all miscellany. So clothes were half off, but everything else was 25% off. So there was a sale. Of course, the place was jam-packed. But we were there to go, so we went. Long weekends, autumn adventures. I have been a fall crafting fool these last few days. So this spoke to me. Some gorgeous photography. Some cool phrases, simple joys. Oh, is that a pupper? Hang on. Did I see a dog? I did. A dog touristing with his owner. Cool. Anyway, lots of fun pictures. I always flip through them first and kind of read the articles that I'm interested in. Oh, some fun circle stuff. That's always different to have. Some nice big numbers. So I would use it. Oh, look, Halloween. Oh, excuse me. That's the Christmas Carol. My bad. I have Halloween on the brain. Use them for glue books, color glue books, my various themes I have going on for junk journals and glue books. So there's lots and lots and lots of uses for the magazines, of course. Holy smokes. That's a big number. That's a big number. But what fun. The starry night sky, camping under the stars. How beautiful. Yes, please. That is in Cherry Springs State Park, Coudersport, Pennsylvania. Only the two magazines. I did have another one in my hand, but I put it back. And oddly enough, I'll show that to you in a little bit. Life's a trip. By the way, it's raining again. It's supposed to rain almost for a week straight. I'm so excited I can't sit still. In the office supply section, speaking of which, if you are into thrifting or interested in starting to thrift for your junk journal adventure, go to my Patreon page. They're changing Patreon all around, and so I'm going to be doing a lot more there. But this has been there for quite a while. It is a shopping list, so if you're interested in thrift store shopping or any, estate sale shopping or garage sales, boot sales, whatever you are looking for junk journal stuff for your junk journaling adventure, I made a shopping list for you to print out and take with you, or take screenshots and carry it on your phone. It's organized by department for your shopping pleasure, and it's free, 100% free. You don't have to pay to be a Patreon member or one of my patrons to get it. It's just free. That's where my freebies live, on Patreon. So don't be afraid to go there. Like, if you go there and give them your email that they're going to ask for money, they're not. There's a lot of freebies on my Patreon page that don't cost any money. And the new Patreon, you can follow your favorite creators for free and be part of the chats. And they're changing it all around. And I think it's a lot more user-friendly, and it helps content creators really connect with their peeps. One of my first subscribers, I think she's been a subscriber since early on, her name is Sandy. We chat all the time on Patreon. We catch up on the weather. She likes the rain. She loves Halloween. I love Halloween. So we chit chat on Patreon. It's kind of like text messaging, but it's for the channel. It's part of the channel. So it's really, really cool. Anyway, go there and get your free shopping list. I will link that below. So it should just be one click and you're there, and you can just download the PDF. Easy peasy. $1.99, 25% off. Postcards. Matte white. Photo quality. Easy tear perforations. Postcards. 200 of them. I've been thinking about making ATCs because why not? These would make good ATCs too if I cut them down. Originally $18.99 from Staples. That's a screaming good deal. It's been open, but maybe one or two has been taken out. I mean, she's almost full. There's been a couple taken out, and that, so I have maybe, even if they took out several, I have 180 postcards. Holy smokes, look at me go. For under $2. They're white, but they can easily be coffee dyed or vintage photoed up. So I can do bright ones, bright projects with them, or I can do vintage projects with them, collage right over them. You would never know they were white. They are, where did I see it? Inkjet compatible, meaning they'll go through my printer. So if I want to put my digital coffee print on both sides, I can do that. In fact, I'm going to try that between now and the next time we meet. I'll run one of these through with my coffee dyed for you digital kits. By the way, I put a few new colors out. There's a teal one and a lavender ice one, which in the next few days, I'm going to do quite a few Halloween videos, and I'll show you some of the lavender ice. It's perfect for Halloween. It's so cool. Anyway, that's part of the coffee collection. I can coffee dye these digitally and then collage over them, so that if I do have a vintage front, the back will be coffee dyed, so there's no giveaway. The illusion remains intact. Speaking of vintage, this brand new roll of stickers, although it didn't come off the roll well for those people, whoever. Anyway, it was unopened, still in the package. Little vintage label stickers, and I thought that would just be a hoot to stamp up a whole bunch of them and just make a mess of them, but then stick them here and there. I thought that'd be cool. They're really neat. Oh, they're different shapes too. There's the kind of the typical label shape, but then there's an oblong one and a rounded one, and then we're back to the original. So that's kind of cool. I didn't even notice that. Brand new, never used. I think that was 60 cents, 25% off. Still in the office supply section, I like to get index cards if I can find them at St. Vinny's. Usually they're cheaper than Walmart, and usually they're older. And the older ones, and this looks pretty old, I don't know if you can see it, but the edges are pretty brown on the paper. They're yellowing, caramelizing, as they say. The older ones, when you put them in coffee dye or put watercolor on them, the lines stay intact. Where the newer ones, and I think these are probably newer ones, even going on the size of the lines, these are heavier inked lines than these. My guess is these are pretty new, and those lines will probably run. The newer index cards, the blue lines will just fade into nothing, and the red will fade but stain. Still though, this is a really good size. Excellent for, these could be postcards as well. It's perfect postcard size. You could use the back as a postcard and collage on the front. Lots and lots of uses for brand new. 150 for 75 cents. And then some nice old ones for 60 cents. Oh, 25% off 60 cents. My bad. We'll come back to this tin. This is a brand new, I'd say probably 1990s era. My bad. 2002. It's a Mead cash book from 2002. So still, it's 21 years old. That's kind of painful. 150-page ledger that I can coffee spray and make look old. I can run this paper through my printer and put the digital coffee spray on it if I want to. I may actually use it for a monthly household bill thing. I don't know. But it was 99 cents, and I just think it's really, really cool. I don't particularly like the cover, but as we've seen, it doesn't take much to jazz them up. I could do, again, something like this. Just throw some acrylic paint on it and a piece of napkin, and she'd be jazzed all up. So it doesn't take much to jazz it up if I wanted to use it. If I just want to tear out the pages and use it for my junk journaling, well then, of course, I would not worry about it. Tins. I like tins for storage. Especially ones that are hinged and that open with the touch of a finger. It's so easy to open. I love it. I also found this in the art supply. They've combined crafting and office supply stuff together. So this was funny. I saw these and I picked them up for 59 cents minus 25%. And I thought, oh, I'd like to play with those. I remember spirographs from when I was a kid. I loved them, but they didn't have any spinners, and I thought, well, that's just dumb, so I put them back. And when my aunt is an Olympic style shopper, and I knew that we were going to be gone the entire day. She picked me up at 10:30, and I knew we wouldn't be back till probably 10:30 at night. So we took Bitsy with. I put her crate in the back of the Jeep, and with her bed and her toys and her cookies, and she was all cozied up with her blanket. We had been in St. Vinny's for quite some time, and I had my arm full. I had pretty much everything I wanted. So I checked out, and I went out, and I took Bitsy out for a little walk. I told my aunt, no rush. You want to shop? I'm in no hurry. I just want to go let Bitsy out. So I went out, and I gave Bitsy a little break from the car, and we took a little walk, and I went back in, and I don't know why, but I went back and checked the office supply section again. And again, I picked these up, and in another basket, not too far from here, were the spinners, separately marked in a different bag. So I went up and I argued with the kid at the checkout for 60 cents. I'm like, these are useless without these. These are a set. And he only charged me for the one. Oh, I remember these. Like, it all came flooding back to him. Anyway, it was a lot easier to do this when I was a kid, I have to say. And my mind was melting, trying to figure out how one of these things goes around and around and around and around. You put your pen in a hole and you go around and around and around. Same hole, same circle, same circle. But it moves and it makes a pattern. So I was asking Dr. Google how this works, and he kept giving me all these math videos, and it just made my ears bleed. I still don't know how it works. It's like magic. It's flippin' fantastic. But as a kid, you just put your pencil in and just went round and round and round and round. As an adult, I'm trying to make the pattern. I'm trying to get my pen to do things. If you just go round and round, magic happens. But if you try to drive the bus, kind of like those gravity chairs, if you just lean back and let gravity take you, let gravity do its job, they just lean back. But people like to use them or want to use them like lazy boys that you gotta push and give some force to, then they won't budge. Some people love gravity chairs, some people hate them. Some people know how to work them, some people want to work them. Same thing here. Fascinating. That's a way long bird walk, but welcome to my channel. So I got this beautiful tin for storage for my Christmas stuff, and this giant one, this giant shortbread tin. Again, the lid just flips off. It's so easy. So these are both going to be Christmas craft storage. Hi, Bits. I'm almost done. Okay, on to the books. I got 2 books for reading. What the internet is doing to our brains. Oh my God. The Shallows. That's no lie. This is also probably 20 years old. 2011, 2010. Came out in 2010, so not quite. Just 13 years old. Finalist for the Pulitzer. That's pretty cool. I kind of want to read it, and I'm kind of afraid to read it. I kind of know what's happening to our brains. I kind of don't want to know anymore, but I got it anyway. This is interesting, completely off topic. Amberly. That's an interesting name, Amberly. And Stephen Hawking, An Unfettered Mind. He's always fascinated me. How a body can shut down so completely, and the mind just expanded and expanded and expanded and expanded. You know, they say if you lose your sight, your hearing and sense of touch become far more keen, which makes sense. You're like, if you have a sore left leg, your right leg starts to compensate for it. Our bodies are crazy cool that way, as are our brains and our minds. And so he had ALS. Everything in his body shut down. And I think every time something is shut down in his body, his mind just kept getting stronger and deeper and wider and bigger. And that's just amazing to me. So I'm anxious to read Kitty Ferguson's take on him. So 2 books to read. 1 beautiful book to play with. This is a 1962 French textbook. A little bit of history, conversational French, how to make plans, French grammar, French homework. Look at that. Ooh, it smells like it's from 1962. I don't know if you can see the coloring in that. It's all mottled. There's all kinds of brown splotches all over it. Maps of France. A lot of nice vintage pictures there. You can see that modeling really good there, I think. That yellowish brown. So, what will I use this for? I will use this for clusters, to use the language behind the clusters, use the book pages for backgrounds. I just think it'd be far more interesting than just any old thing from any old book. Beautiful old pictures. This would go great in a glue book, a black and white glue book. I love lanterns and these gaslight type things. I have been collecting them all. I don't know what for. This is a great picture of a old stairwell with some big daisies, but it's got a teal overtone to it, so that could go on a teal colored glue book page. I have a texture thing going on. So who knows? Cut this out and just use that. Even keeping the words would be pretty. Black and white fall foliage. Look at that. Look at that building. Is it must be a church? Oh yeah, there, it's a cathedral. Wow. Trim. I mean, there's so many things in this book these great old photographs, vintage images, more signage, some cool kind of sort of grungy, all kinds of things with an old textbook. And this one I got lucky because it's got colored things here and there, pictures, people, words, texture, buildings, all kinds of things. So I will be tearing this up. Before we get to my favorite St. Vinny find of the day, I promised you I'd show you. This is the magazine that I had in my hand at St. Vinny's, one of them. I had several, but I only picked the two. But I put this one back, despite it having these gorgeous, bright flowers. Again, I've been in a crazy fall crafting mood, and so I put it back. Before we left for our thrifting day, my aunt said, "Oh, wait, before we go, I got something for you." And she went out to the car and brought in a Walmart bag with a handful of magazines in it from my cousin who'd been saving magazines for me, and this was one of them. So I didn't buy it at St. Vinny's, but I got it. In fact, I already had it, even though I didn't know it. Isn't the universe fun like that? I just love those kind of synchronistic moments. Anyway, gorgeous, beautiful, and I just noticed back here, I probably won't be able to find it again quickly, but there was a gorgeous lake dock, maybe even a sitting dock picture I saw. Oh yeah, food. No, I don't want to find it right away. Anyway, lots of water pictures. I saw a couple dogs, so I can't wait to go through this. And these are brand new. This is summer 2023, winter 2022-23. I thought it was winter 2023. Look at that fun ski wrapping paper with skis on it. That's fun. March, April 2022. I guess they're not as new as I thought, but oh, here, spring 2023. But so many beautiful things. Again, color glue books. I've got all kinds of dog projects going on. The words, I'll take the words out. Oh, look. Help a lost pet get home. Yes? Yes. Petsandpeopletogether.org. Humane Society's part of it. I like these little squares. I've got a thing for those going on. Rich finds. Paint the town. Look how fun that is. Just that all by itself on a postcard with a border. That's cool as hell. So there's a jillion uses for magazines. Once I harvest them again. Sometimes I share them with friends. #HarvestedMagSwap. And I also use them for, once I've squeezed every last bit of life out of them, I use them as backgrounds when I'm trying to glue something. So I take my glue and I get it all around the edge, meaning I go off the edge onto a glue pad and not make a mess on my table. So I use the old magazines for glue pads eventually. So I have all these Midwest living. Enjoy Illinois. Lots of cool images in there. Let's see. Boundless. A celebration of living like a pro. Yes, please. What do we got here? GMC Hummer. Hummer EV. Cool pictures. These type of promotional things, they've got a nice heavy cover, and they're kind of big. Like, this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and it's a wee bit bigger than that. A little bit wider, not quite as tall. It's about 1/4 of an inch longer, shorter than an 8.5 by 11. Great base for a glue book. Great base for a junk journal. Of course, I'm tearing him out. Look how beautiful he is. And what's left, glue over it, create over it. These make great bases. Cut them in half, fold them in half, make mini journals. And Shoreline Visitor's Guide. And I've been visiting our library's free table. I got these a while ago and I just haven't really had a chance to show them to you. The White Company by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Library card holder. I think this is 1950, 62 again. Must have been the year to donate books from. We've had 2 or 3 things from 1962 so far. Anyway, great illustrated classic Arthur Conan Doyle. I've not read it. I love reading him, but it looks like War Horse, Clang of Armor. The pictures look like knights and medieval jousts. There's Conan Doyle in his study. That's awesome. So I don't know if this will be up my alley or not. I'm not that big into that kind of story, but I love all these pictures of him reading and or writing. Sir Arthur and Lady Conan Doyle, Melbourne, Australia. How cool. Isn't that awesome? And speaking of awesome, my absolute favorite find at St. Vinny's on my thrifting day. I told my aunt, we can go home now. I can be done now. Books are 99 cents, 25% off. Oh, look at there. 99 cents. And it's in pristine condition. The only writing is, Dear Joyce, I have many fond memories. Love, Jean. Fantastic condition. I've been reading it. I'm all the way up to March, but if you don't know who Edith Holden is, she was a lady who lived in the 1800s and, like many ladies of the day, journaled a lot and watercolored a lot, and she was very much into nature and just an exquisite artist. And she made this journal, all handwritten, all her watercolor illustrations, and the work is just exquisite, and junk journalers just go bananas for them, and you can see why. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And this book is from the 70s. Her diary wasn't discovered until like the 1970s, even though she was in the 1800s. And they printed it in 1977. And it found a new life. It found its first life, but then junk journalers discovered them, and now you can hardly find these. This is like the holy grail of thrift shopping, as far as I'm concerned. Although my friend Amy at Dogi Dogi Forest has another one called Nature's Notes by Edith Holden, and it's a little bit taller than this, and it looks like it's got even prettier pictures in it. This is fantastic. I'm thrilled to finally have one. A lot of people tear them up. A lot of people buy them all, buy everyone they find, and then tear them up and sell their pages or make junk journals out of them and sell the junk journals. I don't think I can tear this up. I'm too much of a writer and a journalist and an artist before I'm a junk journaler. If I find another one, I'll tear the shit out of that one. But this, I'm not touching it. I'm just going to read it and be so thrilled that I got a pristine, perfect copy for 75 cents. With that, I am going to bid you a fair adieu. This week, you're going to see lots of Halloween videos. Oh, and lest I forget, we have a winner, Bob. A winner of the little goodie box. The little goodie box that I have been stuffing stuff in for a while in celebration of reaching 1,111 subscribers.
This is the most exciting hour of fantastic prizes.
Winner is Christine Campbell. Yay! I think she's a new subscriber. Christine, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know for sure, but it's going out to her soon. I don't leave the house very often, Christine, so I will get it out to you as soon as I can. Bitsy's going to need food, so it won't be long. I will get this mailed out to you, so congratulations. Thank you for leaving comments, and thank you for subscribing. The next, I almost said the G word. The next celebratory mailing will be when we reach 1,234, because I like that number too, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so if you can help me get there, we can have another celebratory mailing. Congratulations, Christine. I hope you find lots and lots of fun stuff that you can play with in that goodie box. I appreciate your time today. Watch for the Halloween videos. And one more announcement. Here's just a quickie. We being myself, Amy at Doki Doki Forest, and the wonderful Carrie at Carrie's Mixed Media Arts, we're doing a virtual trick-or-treat event over the 3-day Halloween thing. It's from Saturday the 28th at 8 p.m. through midnight on Halloween. We're each going to put out, it's kind of like a video hop, and we each have freebies, trick-or-treat goodies for junk journalers, digital goodies for free. If you watch our videos and then hop to each one, it's like trick-or-treating for junk journalers online. So you get free goodies for each channel that you visit. Trick or treat. It's going to be great fun. So you'll see lots of Halloween videos from me this week because I love Halloween. And I've got lots and lots of projects going that I want to get closer to done. So keep an eye out for that. You'll be seeing more and more of it. I'll be promoting it. And sometime between 8 o'clock on the 28th and midnight on Halloween, you can get your freebies, because we each have one for you. I don't know what the other two are planning exactly, so it'll be a big surprise for all of us. I'm very excited. They're both talented and generous creators, so it'll be fun. On that note, I'm going to let my little girly girl out and get her some dinner. Go love up your beastlies. I'm going to take out the lake. Out for now.